It's no secret that running does wonders for the body and mind. But in Ronei's case, it also helps save lives. Ronei was adopted at birth.
It was always a very positive subject in my family. It was never anything that was taboo, and my brother and I we were fully supported by our parents to be curious.
So when Ronei was 21, she started to look for her birth family.
There's just the curiosity to know, to see what they look like, to see if you look similar. But I was also thinking about health as well.
This is my birth mother, and we have my grandpa here, and then my parents that raised me were here as well. We had a beautiful family day.
After reconnecting, Ronei's birth mother was diagnosed with breast cancer twice, followed by a diagnosis of ovarian cancer and then liver cancer.
It was her second breast cancer diagnosis that we became aware that there was the BRCA1 gene testing. And it was right around the same time that my youngest sister, who was only 30 at the time, that was diagnosed with breast cancer.
BRCA1 is a gene which puts those who carry it at up to an 85% risk of developing breast cancer.
Once she was found out to be positive, every single family member in our family is allowed to have that screening done.
Ronei's birth mother and two sisters found out that they were positive for the BRCA1 gene, while Ronei was the only one without it.
It's years of surgeries and medications and reconstructions. And so, I feel really grateful for my health, but I feel a little bit guilty. And so I'm like, what can I do? What can I do to help?
She'll be participating in this year's CIBC Run for the Cure with her team, the Totally Tubular Tatas.
The Run for the Cure is the largest fundraising event that the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation does to raise money and awareness to fund research and diagnosis and treatment for those touched by breast cancer. And it happens in over 60 communities across Canada.
To have seen what this has done to my family, to see my sisters who are mothers, being a mother myself, you have this great deal of empathy for them, to see the treatment that they've had to go through, and to know that their daughters see them sick on the couch and not being able to go out for lunch with them or to take them to soccer. It's a big deal for me to be able to help, for sure.
This is the 20th year that the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation and CIBC have partnered for the event.
And from then, they've raised over $360 million, and that money has gone towards things like the mortality rate decreasing by 44%, and the current 5-year survivor rate is up to 88%, which is quite progressive over the last 20 years.
I've seen that the research that has progressed in my time of fundraising as well, specifically being able to isolate that BRCA1 gene, it's helped my family battle this disease, so very empowering.
It's important to Ronei to share the experience with her 11-year-old daughter, who's a change maker in the Run for the Cure as well.
I hope that my daughter can see that you can make a change. I hope that my daughter is able to look beyond herself and see how she can not only support her family who's affected by this disease, but her community. There's an unconscious thing that happens when she sees the change that's made.
The Run Day event is so powerful, seeing everyone really taking a stand and facing up. There's a lot of stigma towards cancer that we don't talk about it, and we give a lot of power to the disease. And this is a chance to really take that power back and really do something positive to work towards a future without having breast cancer.
To think about how many people it affects, 1 out of every 9 for the general public, and then in my family members that have the BRCA1 gene, it gets very emotional when you stop and you think about it.
When you develop something like breast cancer, you kind of feel like you're a little bit alone and you're going through this, and it's important to know that other people have gone through it as well, and they've gone through similar things, and that you're not alone in this.
For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Fiona Shedden.